Brashenomics. I'm Ben Brashen, and, talking about dressing up like referees and refereeing football games, I think the same can be true in a lot of different businesses. And, when people come to your house, you let them into your home, they better look the part and walk the part and act the part. And, Beacon Plumbing does a great job of that. They've provided excellent emergency plumbing and heating services to the greater Seattle area for more than a decade. And Jeff McCoy joins us, one of their heating specialists, because, well, in case you didn't notice, it's not 85 degrees out there anymore, even though the sun is still shining. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing good, thanks. Glad to be here.
Well, happy to have you. And so let's kind of, there's a lot of people out there who do plumbing, who do heating. But you guys are one of the most renowned in the area. And there's a level of, you guys don't just dress the part. You don't dress up like referees and go on the field. You don't just dress up like plumbers and go into people's houses and, figure it out. Yeah, they can't see that when you do that on the radio. But, you dress the part and then you act the part. It's a very, it's good. So
level of excellence.
Yeah. So what are some things, and I know you're kind of in that heating division, what are some of the things that people really need to know going into, well, what's going to be colder than it was over the last few months?
The first and foremost thing is people need to have their furnace evaluated. They need to have a licensed technician come out and evaluate the furnace and ensure the safety of that furnace, that it's not having a cracked heat exchanger. We're not putting carbon monoxide into somebody's home. It's a, odorless killer. You just don't wake up. So have somebody check the furnace, check your filters, check the condition to make sure that you're not spending money where you don't need to.
So furnace evaluation, somebody will come out and, make sure it works better. I imagine it can even make you'll run better.
Yeah, just a simple filter change can increase your efficiency and save you money monthly just by changing your filters.
How many people do you think actually do an annual furnace evaluation or cleaning?
Probably a third.
A third? So 66% of people out there probably not exactly keeping up with the maintenance.
Oh, I got to clean it today. I forgot. It's that time of the year. Wintertime comes, everybody says, time to fire up the furnace, change the filter, and then they leave it alone. That's something that if you have pets, if you have multiple kids, the dust, the dander, the filter's the main thing. That's your airflow. And if you don't have good airflow, you won't have good heat.
And so, okay. So if somebody so that's kind of that big thing people need to be doing. No matter what, every single year, just make sure that you're getting it checked. It's like a physical.
Absolutely. We do it. We say biannually, every 2 years, every other year. Yeah, absolutely. If you have a certified company come out, they're going to give you a top-notch rating. They're going to tell you exactly what the condition is, what you need to be doing differently to save money.
Okay. So then when somebody goes and now they've, have their furnace evaluated, what are some, I guess it could either be good or bad, right?
Absolutely. You can run into, older furnaces from the 80s, 70s have cracked heat exchangers. They're done. They're too old. If your furnace is past, say, 15 to 17 years, it's on the downside. It's ready to be changed out. Average lifespan of a gas furnace, about 15 years. Electric furnace, they can be rebuilt and rebuilt and rebuilt, but you're still dealing with a old box, old blower, old motors. Just main things, just dirt accumulates inside the furnace, and that's a hazard. That, can cut down your motor, it can kill your blower motor. It puts dirt into your heating system, so you're getting dirt pushed through your house. You name it, I've seen it, and we've worked on it, and we've fixed it. It's just a matter of how people have taken care of their equipment.
So what type of equipment is there? You started to hit on, electric one can go, but I think I have a little flame inside mine. I imagine that means it's gas.
It's gas, yes, sir. There's gas furnace, oil furnace, electric furnace. We have heat pumps that use your furnace just as a blower box now. The heat pump's outside. It's condensed. There's variables. There's multiple levels of heating that you can use. Percentages. There's efficiency ratings, 90%, 95%, 80%. These are all efficiency ratings on how much do you want to spend to save money. And that's the key thing. And next year we go into the administration, the new administration across the United States is all new furnaces must be 90% efficient or higher. And that's a good thing. That's going to save people money, and it's going to save our natural fuel and our resources.
Yeah, and so when you start putting these in, we talked about it, there may be a little bit more cost up front, but, the cost will come down. They're going to keep producing
Absolutely.
them.
They have to. They have to make it available for everybody across the board, not just, upper middle class. It's from the low end to the high end. Everybody's got to have it. So they got to make it affordable.
Okay, so what else goes really into, you talk about air and the circular. really that's... Yeah, I remember being a kid, and you'd be cold in the morning, and you go throw your shirt over your knees, and the heat. That's what people really think about is
absolutely
the heat that comes in, the air. it's what people consider.
That's key. You got to have air to heat. You got to have air to heat. The biggest thing is that I call them thermostat tappers. You wake up in the morning, you go to your thermostat, and you tap the button. I want it to be 75 now.
Right.
That's costing you money.
More than just leaving it.
Set it and let it. That's what I call it. Set it and let it. Let it do its job. Set the thermostat to where you want it and just leave it alone. Set it and let it do its job. Remember that. Programmable thermostats are very important in the fact that they are your brain, if you will. They operate the furnace for you so you don't have to. Set it at the temperature you desire in the morning, the afternoon, at night, and it'll do everything for you. Just walk away.
And then I think that's what a lot of people are looking for. But I think, maybe the part they're missing is to come back every 2 years and check the evaluating or the furnace again. So, let's also talk about water, because air certainly is going to heat the house. You have a thermostat. Most people have the ability to, as you say, set and forget. What about with water, though? Water seems to be one of those things that, maybe it's that I know if I turn mine on really hot, it's really hot.
Absolutely.
And, I wish sometimes I had a water cooler. I guess I do in the fridge, but that's a whole other topic. But, what are some issues with water tanks, that starts coming in? Because people like hot water.
Water heaters, they have age limits as well. Electric water heaters are going to last longer than a gas water heater. They're not as violent. Gas burning on your teapot on the stove will boil water faster than electrics. Although now with those new cooktops, it's, changed now, electric and gas. But the biggest concern is that
that's only boil water in 90 seconds.
90 seconds. It's unbelievable. The gas water heaters, you're about 10 years and time to change them out. Electric, 10 to 12 years, time to change them out. It's maintenance that keeps everything running right. So not only should you maintenance your furnace, you should also maintenance your water heater by flushing it at least annually. Get all the calcium buildup, the mineral deposits, get all that out of the bottom of the tank so that you're not spending money to heat up calcium before you heat your water.
And so this again, that again saves you money.
Absolutely.
And the water is cleaner. Isn't that kind of where the hard water stains start coming from? And things
it can.
Of that nature?
And if you have galvanized piping in your house versus copper or plastic or some of the newer products that are out there, you can pull that galvanizing right into the tank and then push that right back out onto your kids, in your clothes. You get rusty stains on your clothes, the inside of your washing machine. And that's not all from the hot water tank. It's from the type of piping and the water in your area, of course. But yeah, the water heater, older water heaters can start putting debris into your faucets. They start spitting rust out into your tub when you turn the water on, things like that. So you have to be careful. It doesn't
sound like a real clean bathing situation when you're bathing in rust.
Yeah, that just doesn't sound good.
No, we're here with Jeff McCoy, heating specialist with Beacon Plumbing. Jeff, we have about a minute left before we have to go to break. But, would you say that this is the time of year to start looking at maintaining these things before you're going to turn them on?
Pre-winter checkup. That's the key, and most companies will run a special. So, no matter who it is, everybody has specials. So if you're with a company you've been with forever, or if you want to come over to Beacon Plumbing, we definitely have pre-winter checkups that are, reduced fares so that we can get to them now. There's not a big rush. Not everybody's calling, oh gosh, I need it now.
Freeze, right?
Exactly.
Everybody's freaking. They can stop
there's
freaking.
There's the key word
right
there.
Beacon, right?
Thank you so much for that. It's a key thing to have your furnace checked before winter comes, because if there is something wrong, you may need time to save a couple dimes and nickels to get that fixed. Not everybody can just snap the finger and make the wizard come. So it's important to have an annual check. Are you calling yourself
a wizard?
I think you just did. It's important to have it done before the heating season if you can remember to try and set it. Check your furnace, check your water heater, check your pipes, hose bibs. Go through the pre-winterization for winter.
Well, Jeff, thanks so much for joining us again. Jeff McCoy with Beacon Plumbing and Stop Freaking Call Beacon, and they will get you set up with some, some maintenance on your furnace. Make
Absolutely.
it run a little bit better. And, you guys, as we talked about, you guys don't just dress the part, you act it, unlike the referees. We're going to bust on this. We're going to carry this forever.
The referees are horrible.
Oh, it's so easy to do. Hey, we'll be right back after this break. I'm Ben Brash, and you're listening to Brashonomics.